We'll solve this today's LeetCode problem. So the question is LeetCode medium, find missing observations. Let's see what the question is asking. So you have observation of n plus m six-sided dice rolls, which with each face numbers from 1 to 6. N of the observation went missing, and you can only have the observation of m rolls. Fortunately, you have also calculated the average value of n plus m rolls. Okay, you are given an integer array, rolls of length m, where rolls I is the value of the ith observation. You are also given the two integers mean and n. Return the an array value of length n containing the missing observation such that the average value of the n plus m rolls is exactly mean. If there are multiple valid answers, returns any of them. If no such array exists, return an empty array. So basically, the question is that you have given a roles array which is representing the m which is has m length, and you know these all these values, right? There also you have given a mean value which is an average value of all the numbers, and there are n numbers which is missing, and there n is the numbers, n is the length of the numbers, count of the numbers which are missing, which you don't know, but these numbers is included with this rolls array numbers, and then we have got this mean average, right? So uh, our goal is to find these numbers, these missing n numbers, right? That's the question is asking overall. Missing these n numbers, these missing, find these missing n numbers, right? These n numbers, right? That the question is asking ultimately, right? So yeah, it's basically a mathematical question, right? Because this is the mean average, and you must have solved in your uh, aptitude type of questions, right? Some mean is given and you don't know the numbers. So how do you find that numbers to get this mean, overall mean, right? So let's see the first, any of the examples for better understanding. Let's take example 2, right? This is the first example. So this is 156 and mean is 3 and is equals to 4, right? So it means there are four numbers missing, along with this rolls numbers, which which we get minimum 3. So we need to find the four missing numbers, right? So we have given these three numbers. So the mean, the formula of mean is the sum of all the numbers, sum of all the numbers divided by what? Divided by count of all the count of the numbers, the count of numbers, right? So we have given mean, which is 4. So what will the sum of all the numbers, right? So we have given a mean, we have given the m number of rows. So it's their summation will be a part of, so this summation will be split into two parts. The first part of the summation is 156, and the second part, which is the fourth sum, which is we don't know, right? So what we do, we will just calculate this. So let's take this as a sum, which is 1 plus 5, which is 6 and 12. So this is the sum plus the remaining sum which we don't know yet, right? This the remaining sum which we don't know, right? Which we don't know, right? Divided by the count of numbers. And what is the count of numbers? So it will be n plus m. What is m? M is the size of this roll, right? M is the size of the array, rolls array, right? Which is given, right? Rolls array given, right? So we know what we know, don't know the remaining sum, we don't know. We know mean, we know sum, we know n plus m. So you can definitely find remaining sum, right? You can definitely find remaining sum, and that would be mean into n plus m minus the sum, right? This would be the remaining sum formula, right? Okay, one things to note, that if you see the constant here, and m can go to 10 to power 5, and rolls I value and the mean can go to 1 to 6 only, right? And there are also possibilities that there are no such array exist and return an empty array. And when this condition hit, when will this condition hit? So if this remaining sum, if this remaining sum value, so you see that there are constants given 1 to 6, right? The constant is given 1 to 6. It means the roles can be maximum a minimum of 1 and maximum can go to 6. So if this remaining sum is less than the value, this 1 into n, right? The minimum is 1 and the maximum is 6, and the length is n, which is number missing, and we need to find the n numbers. So this, if the remaining sum is less than the multiplication of 1 into n, it means we can't find the array. We can't, we will not able to find the numbers. We will not able to find the numbers because the remaining sum is less than 1 into n. Or when it is not possible, when the remaining sum value is greater than the maximum value multiplication with the number of the number of count the numbers of count which is missing, which is n, right? So if both of the conditions satisfies, it means we will not able to find the numbers, right? We will not able to find the numbers in that, in both the scenarios, right? Otherwise we will able to, if the remaining sum is between 1 into n to 6 into n, then we are definitely able to find the numbers, that for sure, right? So this is the condition for empty array. This both conditions is for empty array, right? Conditions for empty array, it means we will not able to find the numbers, right? Okay, so first thing to note is this part. The first is this, the second is this, and the third part, how we will find the exact numbers which we are able to add so that the mean will be here, right? So what we know remaining sum, we know count of the numbers which is n, right? If we know this, can we can we allocate this remaining sum and distribute this remaining sum value to n ultimately? How, what does I mean? If suppose I have 10 chocolates, right? If I have 10 chocolates and I want to distribute it, I want to distribute these numbers, distribute these chocolates, to among 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 seven students, right? Among seven students. So how will you distribute it? So some will get definitely greater and some will give, but you need to distribute the whole 10 chocolates among these seven students. So how will you will do it? So what you will do, you will simply take division, right? You simply divide it 10 by 7 and assign all the numbers. So what it would be, it will be 1, but some remainder would be there, right? Some remainder would be there, and that would be 3, right? So it means you assign one chocolates to each seven students, but you left with three more chocolates. So what you will do? You will assign random 2 3 students one chocolates, right? You can assign that. So what you will do? One, 3 3 6 and 1 7, right? You have assigned one chocolates to each of the students, seven students, and you have left with three chocolates. So you assign one chocolates to three students, right? So if you see, you are able to distribute whole 10 chocolates among 10 students. That's the same logic is will be applicable to the remaining sum. Ultimately you need to find this array, and there are multiple valid answers can be possible. So what we will do, we will simply allocate all the numbers with this division, this division, and randomly assign this remainder sum modulus and to each of the numbers, right? So the answer array, the vector array, which will be the size of n, because ultimately we need to find the total number of n. So the n would be, the answer would be this d, right? Like this. So if we see the example like here 1 5 6 and 3 and 4, so here is 12, right? So the remaining sum would be, what would be the remaining sum here? The remaining sum will be, in this case, mean is 3 into n plus m, which is 4 plus 3, which is 7, minus what, summation, which is 12. So it is 7 here 21 minus 12, which is equals to 9, right? So this 9 is remaining sum, and we need to distribute this 9 among these four students, among these four values, right? So what we will do, we will just divide it. So this will be 9 divided by 4, which is equals to 2, right? And the remaining one is 1, right? So what we will do, we will just assign the four numbers to 2, 2, 2, 2. These are the four numbers, and we have left with one, so we will assign one to any of them, right? And this will be ultimately be less than the total number of n, because we have taking modulus of that, right? So this 3222 is an answer, and you can see this 2322 is the same as 322, right? So this is how we find the solution. How we will distribute? The distribute condition is this, like this, distribute, right? So the first thing is to find this, the second condition to check the empty array, and the third condition to distribution, right? So these are the three steps to solve this question, right? So this is how we solve this problem. Although this is a mathematical one, right? You just need a basic mathematics to understand this, and you will able to solve this question, right? Nothing hard. So yeah, we will start from finding the rows dot size. First, we need to find the summation. So we will find that. Just take the summation of rows, sum plus x, right? Also, now we need to find the remaining sum. So we will find the remaining sum, and that would be equals to mean, the same as which we have written here. This is the same thing which we have written. Mean into n plus m, mean into n plus m, mean into n. This is the size. M is the row size minus the summation which we have find, and the summation. This is the remaining sum, right? And when we are not able to find the array, when will the empty? The second conditions is this, that if it is less than 1 into n, or if it is greater than 6 into n, we are not able to find. So we will check further that if remaining sum is less than 1 into n, or if the remaining sum is greater than 6 into n, we are not able to find the array, right? So we will return empty, right? Because 6 is the maximum number which we can have, and 1 is the minimum number which we can have. So if it is less than or if it is greater than, we are not able to find. Ultimately we are able to find it. So how we will distribute it? We will simply find the d, which is the remaining sum, divided by total number of count n, and the remainder which we left after this will be modulus n. Right? So this d is distributed among whole of n, right? So we need to take an answer vector whose size is n, right? So we have distributed equally this d to among n. So can we write like this? If I do like write like this, so for each number the d will be assigned, right? This is ultimately how this works. And for this remaining one, for this remaining one, we can assign random to each of the numbers. So what I will do, I will just iterate in whole rem part and just increase it value by 1, right? Because this remainder will always be less than this n, because we have taken modulus, right? We have taken the modulus, right? So if you take modulus of with anyone, that number will definitely be less than n, that for sure. For example, if you take example 8 modulus 3, right? So this will be always be between 0 to 2, right? This will be always be between 0 to 2. It will never be equals to 3, right? It will always be 0 to 2. That's what the thing is, right? So this is how we will just increment all the numbers by 1, and ultimately we will return our answer from here, right? Let's run this. Oh, we have not made any compilation error. Okay, we have made compilation error. And what is that? That will be roll size, definitely. Yeah, we have passed all the sample case. Let's submit it. We have passed all the test cases, right? So basically the time complexity would be, now the time complexity would be, the first thing is to that we are iterating in whole roll size. The second, we are iterating in whole of answer, right? And comma d, this will take o of n for sure, right? So that would be o of n plus m, right? Plus, is there any difference? No, there is no any other extra spaces we have done. And what are the extra spaces? What are the extra spaces? The answer vector, if you consider it as an extra space, ultimate. But in mostly we don't consider the answer returning answer vector as an extra space. But if we consider, then it will be O of n. Otherwise, it will be O of one, right? So O of one, if you don't consider, if you don't consider answer array as an extra space, which we mostly don't consider, right? Space, right? That's what how this is work, right? So yeah, this is how we solve this. This is basically a maths question, right? So yeah, thank you so much.